Hello friends, my name is Shivam Chaudhary and this is my second project. It is given by the Spark Foundation and this project is based on unsupervised learning technique, and which technique is used here. We use the K-means algorithm. So before going to the this project, I give you a brief introduction about the K-means algorithm, and means that what is the k-means algorithm and how it is work in a data set. Okay, so k-means algorithm is a machine learning algorithm which is based on a unsupervised machine learning technique. So one question is arising in our mind: what is the unsupervised learning machine? Like supervised machine learning algorithm, we have a data set and we divide it into a two form, into a training data set and a test data set, and we have a label output, means that we have a label data. Okay, so how to train a machine or a model? We divided a data set into a training and a testing data set, and then we train our model with a label output, and then we use testing data and predict the value of that model. Okay, this is our supervising algorithm. Okay, and then what is the supervising algorithm? Supervising algorithm is that we have no teacher, means that we have no idea how to train a model because we have a no label type of a data. So how to define a model with a data set? So we convert our data into a small part. It is called a cluster. So what is the means of a cluster here? We have a large data, so we divide it into a small part, and these parts form of a cluster. What is now question is arising: what is the cluster? The cluster is a form of a group which have a similar type of a properties and a characteristics are grouped together. It's called a cluster. Just like, suppose that a bank want to give a credit card to its customer, and how bank decide which type of is given to the which type of a customer. So first it is analysis of a data of a customer and then decide, yeah, this customer is suited in this offer. But this this takes more time because we know that a bank have a more potential number of a customer. So what we can do is in a easiest way to define which offer is best to do, best fitted to the which type of a customer. So what we do, we divided customer. We can say that we use a segmentation process and divided our customer into a three different part. Just like from here, uh, we divided customer of a bank into a three parts: high income, average income, and a low income. Means that if if a income of a first customer is around 10 to 20K, or belong to a low income level, and a customer which has salary is around 50,000 is placed in a average income, and above the 50,000 salary we place in a high income group. Okay, these groups are called a cluster. Okay, so we have a number of a customer in all the three cluster. So this form of a cluster, we convert a whole messy, we can say that a whole messy type of a information convert into a easily form. Okay, so what can we do? Okay, so there are two different kind of properties of a cluster. So first property is all the data point which have a similar type of a characteristics and a properties are closely bind together in a circle, which is formed as a cluster like this. They are closely related to each other, which have a similar type of properties. So these are okay. And second property is the data points from a different cluster should be a different as a possible. Means that suppose that we have a three type of a customer: high income, average income, and low income. So what we do, so uh, second property says that uh, distance between the high income and the average income customer are would be a high because they are not related to each other. So the data points inside the high income, or we can say that the customer inside the high income and the customer inside the average income are far far from each other. Okay, same from low income, they are more far away from the high income. Okay, so this is our second properties. And then what we do in this k-means algorithm, first we decided the value of a k equals to, suppose that we have a value of a 2, 3, and a 4. We use a optimum value of a k, and suppose that we have a best optimum values k equals to 2, means that we have a two centroids, and these two centroids are passing through the data set. And these centroids are defined as a for which data set have a similar type of properties are grouped together and form a cluster with a centroid. Okay, so this model we use in our project. And then we come to the project, and this is our project. And we use a library as a numpy as a np, and we use a matplotlib library for user. uh, this library is used for a graphical representation of our data set, and it is used as a plt. And pandas as a pd, it is used for various kind of operation for data sets, such as this library is used for a manage a data frame of a data set, and for reading a file and write a file. There are various kind of properties we this kind of a library we uses in a data set or in a python. Okay, so first what we do, we load the data from a iris data set from a sklearn library, and this is iris equals to datasets dot load and iris. And then we convert into a data frame. A column is defined as a feature name. Suppose that we have a data set of a flower data set, and the flower category of a flower is based on the sepal length, sepal width, and petal length and a petal width. All the attributes are in centimeters. And then we use a head and a tail for we compute the for 5 instruction we use the head. Otherwise, if we want to compute the last 5 values, we use a tail condition here. So this is our data set, and based on this data set we decided the category of a flower. Basically, we have a three category of a flower in a iris data set. It a setosa, versicolor, and a virginica. From here, it is a setosa, virginica, and a versicolor, and these characteristics is based on the sepal length and sepal width and petal length and a petal width. So after framing a data set, we use some kind of instruction, some type of reprogramming we use for determining the value of a k, because we want to find the optimum value of a k. So this what we do, we all the data set, it is means that put into a x, means that we use all the rows, column comma, with the column of a 0 1 2 3, means that 0 1 2 3 means that sepal length, sepal width are placed in a x, and now we use a k-means algorithm from a sklearn library, and we see as it is the empty list. It is defined as a cluster sum of a square. Within a cluster of a sum of a square, suppose that a centroid within a cluster, uh, find the value of a inertia. So what is the inertia? It is basically what is the inertia? Wait, I give you a graphical representation. Uh-huh. It is the first property for determining the value of a k. Yeah. No, no, this is not. Okay, I give you a introduction about inertia. Inertia basically, we find out the suppose that we have a similar type of a data type, and we passes a centroid uh, and in that group, and yeah, this is inertia. Yeah, this is our centroid, and what we do, we find out the distance, all the data set which have a similar type of properties from the centroid. If a data points are similar type of properties are near to the centroid, and it is called a inertia. It is also called a intra-cluster distance, means that it is inside the cluster and find the distance of each data set from a centroid. So it is called a intra-cluster distance. Okay. Then we find if the distance is maximum, means that the data points are differ from the other data points. Okay. Suppose that if that data points, this one, are large distance from that centroid, means that the characteristic of this data points are different from all the other data side with the centroid. Okay, so we find out the best optimum value of a k. So what we use the k-means algorithm. Here we use a loop for I in range between the 1 to 11. It is run value from start with 1 and ending with 10. And cluster, here we use to find the value of a k. So it is start with the value of a 1, and then we use the initialize method is k-means plus plus, and maximum iteration, it is the fixed value inside the uh, k-means algorithm is a maximum iteration is equals to 300, and the value of our initialization is equals to 10, and random state is equal to 0. And then we fit the model is k-means equal to fit x, and whatever the value of a inertia in it, we append the value inside the empty list WCSS. It is within the cluster sum of a square. Okay, suppose that how the loop works. Suppose that the value is 1, then this one value is going to I. This is a, and cluster is means that the cluster is 1, and we use a k-means plus plus. Iteration is 300 times, and initialization is 10 times, and random state is equals to 0. And this is fit the transfer k equals to 1. Then what is the maximum values when value it is just like suppose that here the value of a k is equals to 1, then the value is around 600. Okay, so the inertia, the cluster sum of means that the distance between the data points are large. Okay, and then if the value of suppose that the value of then it is I equals to 2, and then it is going to I equals to 2, and then I equals to means that I equals to 2, here it is going, and then the value is around 160 or 170. So it is deeply sharp, and around k equals to 3, it is around to be 100. So we find the here we see that that curve show a elbow. This is the elbow curve. So we see at a value of a k equals to 3, if we increases the value of k equals to 4 and k equals to 6, there is a slightly change in the value of a WCSS. Means that if we increasing a value of a k, there is a no chance between the data points are uh, they are means that they are close close to each other which have a similar type of properties. Okay, so at a k is here k equals to 3 means that it is the optimum value of a k means it is a value optimum value of a k is equals to 3, means that there is no change between the distance of a data points from a centroid. uh, yeah, okay, then we use k equals to 3, and we now at the k equals to 3 we fit the model, and here again we apply the k-means algorithm, and we use a 3n cluster, and initialization method we again use a k-means plus plus algorithm, and maximum iteration is 300, and init method is again 10, and lambda is equals to 3. Now we predict the value of a y based on the x data set. Okay, at k equals to 3, here it is means that we have a 3 centroids. All the data sets is divided into a form of a 3 data set. So and the value of a y means it is in the form of a 1 0 and 2. So for convert into a whole data set, we find out the value are between the 0 1 and a 2, and then we use PLT. It is a matplotlib library for visualizing the data set in a cluster. So what we use it is a x parameter, it is a y parameter. We have a 4 data set, so it is the sepal length. Sorry, uh, yeah, it is sorry. It is a sepal length, sepal width, and petal length, petal width. Okay, so if sepal length is equal to 0 and sepal width equal to 0, but petal length equals to 0 and petal width equals to 1, then it is belongs to a flower category is a iris setosa, and C means here is a color. It is defined that iris setosa is in the form of a red color, and S is equal to a size, means that the circle size is 100. Okay, same here. If the value of a petal length is equals to 1 and a petal width equals to 0 and petal length sorry sepal length is equals to 1 and a sepal width equals to 1, then it is shown as a versicolor, iris versicolor, and color we use for a blue for defining a this type of a data set. We use a blue color, and size is same is 100, and third one is a iris virginica. We use a as a petal length is equals to 2 and sepal length petal width is equals to 0, and then we use uh, is sepal length is equals to 2 and sepal width is equals to 1, and same the green color is represented to the iris virginica. And another we use one more instruction we use for defining the our centroids of a cluster. So centroids of a cluster we have a suppose that we use a centroid is between, we have a three centroids. So over here we define a k-means dot cluster centers is between all the column with 0 and with a and 1, and the size of a color is say 100 and color is yellow and label is centered, and this data set is divided into a blue color is defined as a versicolor, and red is defining as a setosa, and virginica is defining as a green color. And here we have a centroid in a cluster. In a cluster means that we have a similar type of a data type. All the data set are belong to uh, green color, but here we can also see that we have a red color, means that we have iris status in a iris virginica. It is a basically a 2D representation. If we convert into a 3D representation, each of data point are classified very easily. So this is a 2D graph. So here we not classify. This is shown as a overlap between the data set. Okay. Yeah, this is our project. If you want to ask any question, just comment it. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.